Okay, so what you have here is a polynomial, x to the fourth plus 10x squared minus 2x plus 4, and we're dividing it by the binomial x plus 3. So before, when we would divide, we would just divide monomials by monomials. So an example of that would be something like 8x to the 4 divided by 2x squared. And that was simple. We could just cancel, and our answer would be 4x squared. So that was easy. We learned how to do that, but this is different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the steps and show you exactly how to do it. Now, the first thing you have to do is you have to ensure that your numbers are lined up, your exponents, at the largest, and then descend them down. Now, I want you to notice how we don't have an x cubed, so we have to annex in a 0 for that x cubed. So we're going to do it just like this. So we're going to write it like that. So the only difference is that I've added in this 0x cubed. Now, when using division by synthetic, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take this x plus 3. Now, what we're doing, this right here is your dividend, and this is your divisor. The divisor is the value that is being divided into something. And we're going to take that positive 3 and we're going to change the sign and make it a negative 3. Just kind of put it in a little box off to itself. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the coefficients and the constant. Leave the x's behind. We're going to come back to them, but we're only going to take the coefficients. And then draw a line. Okay, so I'm going to bring down the first one. So he stays no matter what. Nothing's going to change here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this negative 3 and we're going to multiply it by 1. So it's going to be negative 3 times 1. So that will equal negative 3. So we multiply it equals negative 3. Then we're going to put it up here. And we're just going to say, okay, 0 minus 3, negative 3. Now we're going to take that negative 3 and multiply it by this negative 3. And that equals positive 9. Okay, so now, same thing. Negative 10 plus 9 is negative 1. We brought this down. So what do you think we're going to do with this negative 1? If you said multiply by negative 3, you would be correct. And that equals positive 3. Sorry. All right, and then we're going to say negative 2 plus 3 is positive 1. And multiply it. Negative 3 times positive 1 equals negative 3, and we're going to put that right here. So lastly, we're going to say 4 minus 3 equals 1. Okay, so here's what we have. 1, negative 3, negative 1, 1, 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these numbers, and we're going to put our x's back in. So if you'll see here, we started off with an x fourth. Because we're dividing, we're going to lower it down to an x cubed. So it's going to become x cubed. Then we're going to put in x squared, x, and then we have a constant. So if we don't have a negative, we're going to put a plus there. But notice how I have this one as a constant, but I have this extra one. So what do I do with that? Well, that becomes your remainder that we're going to put over x plus 3. And so this would be your answer.